This is the once in a year actual up. Oh wow, has it actually been an entire year? Damn. Well, in the year of my vacancy from touching this channel, I stumbled upon another fun, unbalanced mess. Eternity! Alright, I know why you clicked on this video already, so let's answer the question no one asked. What the hell is Eternity? Eternity is an asymmetrical game on Roblox, but it's more on the fast-paced side of things. The premise is simple: 1 executioner and 11 survivors.
Wow, W, you're talking about an asym game on Roblox? What do you even enjoy about it over other asymmetrical games?
That's a great question, whoever I got to voice that line, because I don't really feel like re-recording this. The answer is Movement in Eternity is super versatile. I mean, it literally says it in the description, so it's the main focus. Apparently I play this game too much, and I'm a movement demon, so I have a good list of things you should try out as a beginner. But let's start simple. Ledge grabbing is probably the most useful thing to learn, considering the entirety of the currently single map is shrouded in a vast void which drains a whole massive chunk of your health bar. The mechanic is simple: jump near a ledge while looking at it to grab the ledge of the wall. Here's a demo, which leads into not the scaling up walls kind, but the kind that lets you gain a massive amount of distance by sprinting while jumping near a wall. Wall hopping is really useful, but it does drain a bit of stamina when you use it. The speed and distance is also kind of random for some reason. Quick editor's note, it's not actually random. It's based on the character's movement. So if you hold A or D, depending on the wall that you're jumping off of, you'll speed up or slow down, like in the clip in the background. That's about it. Pair this with ledge grabbing and you can get an insane advantage in some places, like this spot here. Now that you know the basics of not immediately eating the curb, let's talk survival. I'm gonna start backwards because I want to talk about my favorite lab. Doombringer is like overpowered? I don't really know how to explain it, but like he gets 2 whole stuns and a block. That's insane. Banhammer is a melee stun. It stuns the killer for 3 seconds. I like using this against Xeno because he's fat and easy to hit, and I'm really bad at using Banhammer. If I'm being honest, I don't use this ability, I'm just bad. But also because the M1 cooldown is so few and far between, if you parry wrong, you're just asking for a free hit. It also stops you in place, so it's one of the only punishable abilities that you can't control. Landing it successfully like so, gains a shield of invincibility and a speed boost. Really good for double trouble. Rocket... You know, for being my favorite ability on this character, I don't even know what it's actually called. This ability has 2 charges max and 2 charges on default. You can add more charges with the reload ability, which allows you to gain 1 rocket per use but stops you in place so you can focus on reloading, I guess. Using the rocket ability stops you in place as well and unlocks the shoot ability, triggered by M1. The rocket goes in a straight line following your mouse before unanchoring and having gravity take over. The strat to be a good teammate with Doombringer is to literally just sit at a medium range distance and stun the killer while they can't get to you, kind of like one of the other survivors coming up. Alternatively, you can take the guest approach and run your ones with the killer, given you have a total of 3 back-to-back stuns. Your stuns are great with stalling the killer and taking aggro, so in the case you rage bait too well and deal with the chase, you can rest assured your stuns will in fact help you gain more distance. Speaking of distance, let's talk about... JJFox97, for my convenience JJ, is pretty self-explanatory. He starts building it all over the place. I don't really know why this isn't just the first ability because this is technically the second, But wall creates a wall. When using the ability, you stop in place and have a decent wind-up. When the wall is being made, it goes layer by layer up. Survivors nor killers can pass by your wall, and neither can JJ. The wall cannot be ledge grabbed, nor can it be wall hopped on, so it's basically a dead zone. The cooldown of this ability is an absolutely horrifying 10 seconds, and you can make it take more hits with upgrading is pretty simple. It allows you to upgrade your walls. It takes a wall that takes about 1 to 2 hits to hold 3 to 4. That's insane mid-chase if left unattended. This ability has a much longer cooldown though, being 6 times larger at 60 seconds. For reference, if the killer's M1 is 1.5 to 2 seconds of cooldown, that's at max 4 whole seconds of stall time for a normal wall. Multiply that number by 2, and the stall time you get is a whole 8 seconds for the upgraded wall. Now that's horrible for chases, but you know what's even worse? Sticky Stud is a stupid ability. Basically, you wind up like a stun, and then you plant a stud on the killer. The stud will beep for a bit of time, I'd say a few seconds, and then it blows up and stuns the killer. Normally, this would be good. Mid-chase, you could plant on the killer, and then... Now that would be great and all if the stun wasn't, kind of terrible. I expect that anyway, since it's kind of unavoidable after the stun is planted on you, but look at this! This is just vile! My strategy with JJ is to just place walls where the killer needs to slow down to get through, but survivors can get by easier, like this place here. Use Sticky Stud when another person is in chase, and just overall abuse the fact that your wall only has a 10-second cooldown. By the way, against Xenomorph, I suggest putting walls to cover tight spaces like here to force Xenomorph to take a fully different route, get stalled, or be forced to use teleport/switch targets. Of course, Xenomorph can use their ability to break the wall, but that'd just be a waste of a perfectly good ability on what is basically cannon fodder. Actually, on the topic of cannon fodder... You know what, on second thought, I don't really want to talk about this. Hold on.
Sleepless is a character that focuses on chase extending and time wasting, in other words, a survivalist. Sleepless has 3 abilities in her kit that can be used to help you while being chased. The first move in his kit is Dash, a move that propels you forward with no stamina loss. With a 12-second cooldown and no windup, this move is helpful for your chase. To be honest, Roll would be a better name for this move since it does not exactly propel you up but rather down. You can use this move to get to a lot of places, for example this spot right here. I use this spot very often when I'm about to run out of stamina. Bloxy Cola is a wind-up move with a 24-second cooldown. When consumed, you gain speed for a short amount of time. Bloxy Cola is very useful during chase. When you have a fair amount of distance from the killer, trinket the Bloxy Cola is a priority. Roundhouse Kick is a 17-second cooldown move with a slight wind-up. Upon hitting the killer with this kick, the killer's screen goes start, and then fully black until your vision comes back. Although this move is a literal kick to the face, it is not a stun, though you can always kick them anyways for a chance for the killers to be distracted. There's 2 other ways to use the roundhouse kick to your advantage. One way is by kicking a teapot rather than holding down E, which is less risky and more convenient. Here's some better examples. The other way is by kicking a Doombringer's rocket, which automatically aims to the killer if he's nearby, though it's pretty inconsistent unless you both plan it out. A strategy for Sleepless is to always find a good spot to run around in. In other words, looping. I find this spot great for looping since you can always move your camera around corners as a way to see the killer. Even the spot I mentioned is here too, so you can always try confusing the killer.
Thanks, Lario, for talking about Sleepless, because honestly, I couldn't be bothered to. Now get the hell out. Even though Snipers is unfinished, this guy is somehow still a menace with just 2 abilities. Snipe is pretty self-explanatory. You take the gun off your back and you fire some lead into the killer. This ability is not aimable via mouse, so you must use first person or shift lock, and the killer has to be on the same elevation level as you. Use this ability with Sniper's special crouch, which has him lay down, and when you pair it by hiding in the bushes around the map, you can literally stun the killer without even being seen. The windup is pretty long, so use it at a distance, or in very, very dire situations point blank. I should warn you though, that no stun in this game has immunity frames, so trying to get a point blank shot will probably end something like this.
Yo, that didn't do shit, cuh.
How do I know if the killer's coming?
That's a great question. The answer is... What are these things called? I'm not even gonna trip, dog. NVG is literally just ESP goggles. You gain an aura read of every lifeform on the map, both killer and survivors. The cooldown is super short for equipping and unequipping, being at around 3 seconds for both. The goggles can stay on for as long as the battery in the top left corner is there, and goggle battery charges when you're not using it. It also charges fairly fast, so it's basically full ESP at mostly all times. The strategy with snipers is to just stalk the killer with ESP, and then snipe to stun, helping other people, like Doombringer. Also like Doombringer, stay at a roughly medium distance, but unlike Doombringer, don't throw hands with the killer because you absolutely cannot catch that smoke. Keep in mind, Snipers is an unfinished survivor, so his kit is subject to change and this can all become outdated fairly soon. I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Someone that has a role that's particularly very helpful in asymmetrical games when you're not playing the power role. Rectag is the only healing source in the entire game. He also has a form of self-defense, meaning that he can chase extend. He can be a really big issue for the killer if not dealt with accordingly. Lantern Flash is like Sleepless's Bloxy Cola, but has an AoE ability, which speeds up all the survivors in an area, including yourself. This is a really good way to chase extend for both Rectag himself and the other survivors. Flash Beacon can also go through walls. But that isn't his only support ability. Torch causes you to go into a long window, where you take one of the 2 torches off your back and stab it into the ground. On activation, the torch will have an area of effect around it, which heals all survivors over time. You can have at most 2 torches up at once, and you can use the pickup ability to pick up your existing torches in order to move them around. By the way, this ability stacks. You get more healing the more torches there are, and there is no limit. Rectag's last ability is Charge. Go into a windup and, well, charge in the direction of your character. This ability gives you a sort of untouchable attribute, meaning you cannot be hit during it. You can still take fall damage though, meaning you can nullify user's stash by charging into them. On land, you give the killer helpless and burn them, dealing a small amount of tick damage. This ability is great for chase extension because it nullifies a killer's most punishable move, and it can give them helpless. My strategy with Rectag is to place your torches in populated areas, or good looping spots. Keep your torches elevated to make it harder to break them, meaning you can monopolize it as a distraction, or use it as a heal mid-chase. The aforementioned user dash nullification is also a very good use of charge, and to gain stamina back. Lantern Flash can be used after charge when you make enough distance to gain an easy speed boost, so the killer can't catch up to you without running absolute zero. There are only 2 killers in the game available to the public, User 2006 and Xenomorph, Rushdown and Trapper. These killers have their own strengths and weaknesses, making them easy to learn but hard to master. I will not be going over M1s in this video because I'm lazy and you should already know by now what M1s do.
And they'll come running to the windows, peering in and crying out the martyr. Play with me and stay the course of our expansion ever farther. Set my bliss to walk and see the wrath of one, the friend that I will be. Only justifying just that little cost to entry. So don't you say goodbye.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like playing this guy. Take everything I say about Xenomorph with a grain of salt, please. Spikes makes the sonar shapes out of spikes in the direction you look. They deal damage when you hit them. They have no collision and can hurt after the initial setup. I hate landing this ability, I just can't do it. Hollow Fern is your trap, a really good anti-loop. It does a good chunk of your health bar if you walk into it, and it grows bigger over time until it reaches the max size of whatever this is. Place these everywhere. I cannot stress enough how important it is to close areas off with this guy. Grab is an ability. It's just a smaller M1 and it has no punishment. When activating while running, you do a sort of lunge towards the way your character faces. On land, you grab the survivor and turn them into a projectile, tossing them in the direction you face and creating an AoE damage hitbox where they hit the surface, hurting all survivors in range. It is very buggy and can literally be an insta-kill move if you just hit it, because of the fact that it ragdolls the survivor on land. For example, you can just throw the survivor into the void and use that to just take out all that. Like, look at this just... What the f- Encased Delusion is a move that lets you teleport to an already set up position. You use it once to place your desired destination and you use it again to return there. If a survivor is unfortunate enough to be close to the delusion when you teleport, they'll take damage. Just like, use it when you want to cut someone off. Or if you want to guess where someone is in LMS, I guess. Like I said, I don't play Xenomorph, but their kit is very good at stopping loots. They have no aura read, but they make up for that in setting up landmines literally everywhere. You can also close medium-ish range gaps with the spikes, forcing you to get closer, or waste your stamina trying to get away, while he continues to regain it. I may not have a lot of information on this guy, but Xenomorph should definitely not be looked down upon. If you feel interested, play them. I'm certain with the right person this killer can lobby well.
All the time I have used just beginning, wouldn't you agree? All agree. Or if you don't have to guess that I'm there, blindly with little shadows black and yellow like a bumblebee, fearing I'm morbid abbeys. Only me, every green well-meaning.
Risk Taker Extreme. Lots of your kit is made to beat the survivors in and give them little to no time to breathe. Overdrive puts you into a short windup, and then you dash where you're looking. As time in your dash continues, your turn speed will decrease, making it harder to steer, and your velocity will increase, making you turn into a bullet. At the end of your dash, if you do not land it, you will ragdoll for a few seconds, which can fling you off the map and end chase. Landing dash can deal a range of damages. At the start of your dash, it will deal 10 damage if you land it. But let's be real, you're not going to land a point-blank dash unless you're AFK. As your velocity increases, so will your damage, until you max out at 30. I would personally rather settle for an early dash, only getting around 15 damage than potentially ending the chase with the survivor, so I recommend using this ability at a medium range. I honestly forgot what this ability is called. Your E ability rips your torso out, and you lose 90 health, but you gain a speed boost and an aura read. I don't really use this ability a lot, but it's good with chase starting and closing the gap in chase. Be careful of using this ability too much, you will in fact kill yourself. Firewall is an ability which creates fire where you walk for a short period of time, and it can be used to cut off looping zones since you're very susceptible to them. It is your only somewhat reliable anti-loop, so use it when you get stuck. Firewall lasts a long time as well, so make sure you use it right. Firewall deals chip damage to survivors when they walk through it, which isn't a lot, but in this game damage is damage. My overall strategy with User is to have fun. If you mess up a dash with one survivor but hit another, switch targets. User is a good jack of all trades if you've played other asymmetrical games. You can be an M1 demon, you can be a dash flop risk taker, you can slowly chip the damage out with your fire, or you can, well, do whatever you want, honestly. Personally, games aren't fun when all you do is optimize winning, so if you want to have the most fun on User, try pulling off some stunts like this.
Where are you going?
So I think if you,
What?
I think if you want more people
I
to
just
Rectag,
tapped out, bro.
I like Eternity. I think the game is fun. Unbalanced? Yes. Fun? When you turn your brain off. If I could describe it relative to other games, it feels like Untitled Tag Game and Break and Steal things. Even though this video felt more like a in-depth look on, treat it like you would a beginner's guide. This video is meant to introduce you to the game with some background knowledge, so if you find something I didn't mention on your own, learn from it and teach others. Oh my god, that took forever!